Yes. To be followed by Mr. John Johnson.
Good afternoon, and thank you for having me here. My name is Elizabeth Perez. I'm a homeowner. I'm a small business owner, and I'm here to represent the residents of Easton, Houston, and Southeast Houston, primarily the neighborhoods of Lockwood, Magnolia, Manchester, Pine Valley, Pecan Park, Oak Meadows, and Meadow Creek Village. This drainage fee for Proposition 1 is a big joke. You guys are imposing a fee that's going to be costing us 6 ways. The first one is the ad valorem city property tax. The second one, the drainage fee, is a hidden tax. The third one, the ad valorem HISD tax. If you impose that fee on HISD, HISD is going to raise rates on us if they don't cut off the payroll for teachers. So that would mean that we would have to pay for this tax twice through HISD. The fourth one, this 40% increase in the water bill, that's ridiculous. And then the last one, the 6th way, businesses. If you impose this fee on everybody, businesses are going to raise prices on the consumers. If they don't raise the prices on the consumers, they're going to lay off jobs. We are in a recession, people. You need to understand that. Right now, that people are losing their homes, you cannot afford to impose a fee like this. $5.07 a month may seem petty to you, but there are children at Stevenson Middle School who cannot afford their lunches. The organizations there are trying to sell money, are trying to sell chocolate bars to raise money for certain projects like karate or the drumline. These kids can't afford it. They can't pay it. Come Friday, if they're not on free lunch, they cannot pay it. So $5.07 to you is petty, but to them, it's a nickel and dime economics. It's bread and butter economics. If you do this, you're going to be putting small business owners in Houston's East End out of business. I strongly urge you to oppose this.
Ms. Perez, I can appreciate how exercised you are. We're not doing anything. It is a ballot initiative that the citizens of Houston will vote on, so you'll have an opportunity to...
I understand that. I'm not stupid. But what I'm here to speak on is the fact that this is a hidden fee. We will be paying for this in 6 ways as consumers, as residents, as voters. Do not take our vote for granted.
I just wanted to make sure that you understood that it was a ballot initiative. It is not an initiative of City Council. Councilmember
Mayor
Adams.
Parker, I have a master's in political science and one in business administration. I understand how government works.
Thank you. Your time has expired. Thank you.
Ms. Perez, first of all, I just wanted to thank you. What is the name of your community again?
I own 3 houses in Houston.
Okay, and the community...
My primarily residence is in Meadow Creek Village.
Okay, and what side of town it's on?
Southeast Houston.
Okay, my next question, how do you think the residents on your particular street feel about Prop 1?
I've already talked to a lot of these residents. These people cannot afford it, like I said. It's bread and butter economics. They nickel and dime their finances daily. When the PTO, the schools cannot fundraise money for the students because they have to pick between the school fundraiser and school lunch money, what does that say to you?
My next question, do you know the majority of the people that live on your particular block or in your neighborhood, if you can put a percentage to it, how many of you would say were homeowners and actually how many are renters?
90% homeowners.
90% homeowners, which is good. What are you trying to do to get the word out about Prop 1? Because you have some that support and some that doesn't. You have some, that's driving it and some that are not. What message that you want to get out to your community?
The fact that there's no transparency, there's no clear plan, and this is a variable rate. The fact that it is pay as you go means it's variable. Councilman Bradford pointed out that it may be $5 a month this time, it may be $8 a month next time. You guys need to reevaluate this proposition, and it's not good for Houston.
But the way you do it right now, we don't have a say-so at this moment. It is on the ballot. But what you can do, you can voice your concern among your constituents in your community and let them know if you oppose Prop 1, they can make it be known at the ballot come on November 2nd. So that's the charge that you need to take from here today. It's not an individual choice among this body. It went to some constituents, some engineers in the city of Houston that put together this idea, and it's on the ballot. So it's nothing that we can do as a body, but what you can do as an individual is to go back to your prospective communities, especially those who are voters. That's the key point. Those are the voters. To go back to them and just let them know if they're against this particular proposition, they know what to do. So there's a lot of questions that are left unanswered. Since you denoted your experience and your qualifications, this is something that you probably need to take back to your constituents in your community to let them know where you stand. And I believe you have a lot of support behind you to go that direction, but you have to go back because the early vote begins on Monday. So we have to take the message back, take it back to your constituents, especially those that the Latino community, to let them know. Because some people may think that the Latino community, that they don't vote, they don't care. But you need to make the difference and say, yes, we do count, we do vote, and we do care, and you make your voice be made known on November 2nd.
Yes, ma'am, and that's exactly what I will do. I just urge for City Council to be more transparent, because you mentioned engineers. Councilman Costello has a vested interest in this. He's an engineer. He's spearheading this initiative. There's no arm's length right there. There's no transparency. There's no accountability.
Just make your voice known on November 2nd, 2010, on which direction you want to go. That's the charge that, as a council member, is asking you to do. So you have to take that up on the constituents in your community on which way that you want to go with Prop 1. Be surprised, you probably have a lot of people behind you, but you all have to take the charge in your area, your community, to make this known. Whatever you need to do, you take it back and you do that, because coming to this body is not going to, we're not going to say one way or another, but you have to go back into your community and say what you stand for. So, not saying that this is a dead end. People on TV are watching you. I'm hearing you. You have some council members that support you 100%. Now the work begins with you to go back to your community to let this information be known about this, because we don't want teacher salaries to be cut. We don't want somebody to pay into a system where they just got their drainage completed within the last couple of years. So this is something that you would have to take back to your community. If you don't have any answers, it's something that you cannot support. So that is something you need to take back to the Latino community.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Mayor Parker.
You're welcome.
Councilmember Bradford.
Mr. Perez, thanks for coming down. One thing this council will do, this council gets to determine who pays, and I think that's very important. This council gets to determine how much those who pay are going to pay. This council gets to determine when they are going to pay it. This council gets to determine which projects gets attention and when.
Is there a motion?
In time, please.
Wait a minute. 1, 2, 3. We don't have enough time. Enough council members, sorry.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hey, Mr. John Johnson. Mr. Johnson is not present. Mr. Sonny Flores.